Good evening, my name is Naftali. I'm with Fine Bookbinding Corporation, and I know Rabbi Kimmel for a couple of years. I do leather bookbinding for him, which he really appreciates. His foreign, especially his foreign sefer and sefer Kabbalah. What happened 2 weeks ago, he called me and he asked me to come over to buy some leather books. And you know, after we discussed what exactly what he wanted, he asked me about sefer Eitz Chaim, which is from Chaim Vital. You know, every once in a while I would offer him a nice old sefer like Tikkun Zohar that was printed by in Slavita, which was from the Eidiklah from the Baal Shem Tov. So he asked me, Naftali, tell me, do you have maybe a sefer Eitz Chaim that came across in your place? I said, no, I didn't see a sefer Eitz Chaim, I think forever, an old one. Following day I came into work and somebody stopped by at my place and he says to me, I have a whole collection, old collection of old seforim that somebody wants to sell for $90,000. I said, well, you know, it's not up to my standard, $90,000. I mean, there's nothing for me to see over there. And he says, you know what, just come to the car, take a look. Take a look. What do you have to lose? Okay, I'm curious because I like old seforim myself, and every once in a while I would buy myself an old siddur, an old machzor, just for my own personal use. So I go in, he opens a trunk, I take a look. The first sefer I open up is an old sefer Eitz Chaim, printed in Koretz. Everybody knows Baal Shem Tov comes from Koretz. It's a very famous place. So I said to him, 1 second, could I just sefer Eitz Chaim? Didn't somebody ask me last night for sefer Eitz Chaim? Yeah, it was Rabbi Kimmel, I said to myself. Can I just show it to this rabbi that I know? He says, yeah, go ahead, take it. That's what I did, and 2 days later I came to the rabbi with this form that I did for him and other stuff, and I showed him the sefer Eitz Chaim. I said, you know, you asked me for it, and the following day I didn't even look for it, it just came to my door. And it actually was a very beautiful sefer Eitz Chaim, in good condition. And the rabbi, I saw on his face that he really enjoyed it. And I just found it to be very interesting, you know. So just to tell everybody, you know, if it inspires anybody, so that's a great thing.
Well, it's almost as if he knew that that sefer was going to come into your hands. That's really what's going on. Why would he suddenly ask you for this, right?
That's what it looked like, that's what it sounded like, and I was very impressed with the story. I was eager really to come to the rabbi to show him the sefer, and obviously he took it right away, and I believe he's enjoying it very much. It's an old sefer which definitely warms the heart, you know, when you learn something from back in the days. It's not a new print, which is something very exciting.
Well, it's not just an old sefer of Eitz Chaim. This is an old sefer that was probably used by Talmidei Baal Shem Tov.
I would assume so, and besides it's an old sefer, it's also Tfus Rishon, which is, it's always the first print in all of these old seforim. Is always, that makes it the most important. And the actual fact that it was also printed in Koretz, where the Baal Shem Tov comes from, speaks for itself.
Right, it had to be used. There weren't that many copies printed. How many copies would you, do you have any way to guess?
I have no way to guess how many, but I wouldn't say that many. It looks like a very rare piece.
Right, so typically it's a very...
It's very rare, it's important, and the actual fact also that it was in very good condition. And it makes it also usable. It's not just an old sefer that you keep in your closet and you say to others, I have an old sefer, and you think you could show off. It's something that you could actually use, which is...
Now this just happened, I think, like last week.
This just happened like 2 weeks ago.
Actually. 2 weeks ago. And what's interesting is that the yard site of the Arizal is going to be this Thursday.
Right.
So it's almost like someone got this special sefer
Right.
to Rabbi Kimmel before the Arizal's Yahrzeit, which is amazing.
I think it's an amazing story. When I personally have I've seen thousands and thousands of books in my place. Old Story, I'm binding for the last 15 years. That was my prime work, Old Story. And I don't remember even coming across the Sefer Eitz Chaim. So it was just amazing that the rabbi asked me for the Sefer Eitz Chaim a night earlier, and the next day I didn't even make a phone call to ask for it. I didn't even do research. It just came to my door.
Yeah, and anybody can get an Eitz Chaim in a sefer store today.
Yeah,
but this is exceptional.
The rabbi asked me for an old Eitz Chaim.
Right.
An old sefer is always something that warms your heart. There's a connection to it, because as you said before, tzaddikim were using it. It wasn't just laying around,
Right.
And there's a big thing in old story. People enjoy it very much.
Well, something that was printed in such a little run, which it must have been, had to be abused by someone. We don't know who it is, but there is an interesting thing that I do know. It has a number 17 on it.
That's
Am I correct?
Yeah.
And I think the rabbi's birthday is 17 of, I have to double check which month,
Right.
but his birthday is on the 17th. So I know he felt that this was a simon, that it was meant for him.
Right. 17 is
size.
actually is toiv, right?
Right, that's right.
That's
17
12 days is 17, which is good.
It's his birthday, it's good, and it's time.
It was number 17 printed on the actual cover, which the rabbi found fascinating. Well, this is one
Pretty
story which is interesting, and it was just recent, so
Right.
it's fresh.
So it's fresh. So this is really a very interesting thing. It's almost gift min hashamayim, because it's not something
I would say it's a gift from Shemayim. That means that the rabbi is really connected to the Sefer Eitz Chaim, which I know he learns every day.
Every day.
Because I bound one for sure, if not 5 Eitz Chaims that he uses in the home and at the office and so forth, wherever he goes. So.
No, I know on the Arizal's Yahrzeit he's going to use this particular sefer to learn. He feels it like came into his hand special.
Right. This whole story happened within, I would say, 24 hours. It was a night earlier, the next day, which is rare. Somebody should just come into my door. I have hundreds of books for sale, a part of a collection, which I don't buy big collections.
And there it was right on the top.
And it was right on the top, and even the fact that that this person was willing and able to sell just one book,
right.
that on his own is also means something, because usually people, they want to sell a collection, they want to sell a part, or a big part, a half part. It's not just the book, it cuts the sale.
Right. Well, there's a whole fight about whether a collection is better separate or... It really sometimes this way, sometimes that way.
I'm saying the actual fact that somebody says right away, yeah, go ahead, take it.
Yeah.
Take it, go ahead.
And if he wouldn't have told you about it the day before, you probably never would.
I would never, ever. There would be no reason for me to take that sefer. Why should I?
Right.
It's not. I don't run sefer Eitz Chaim. I'm not in that madrega at all. So it doesn't. It's not a siddur, it's a hilum or a machzor or something that I say. Daven that I have no connection to it.
No, but the fact that he told you before, and the next day it jumped out at you.
Jumped out. It's in the car, and the guy's also pressuring me like, come to the car, just take a look. What do you have to lose?
You weren't even going to go to the car.
No, I would. Someone comes into me. I have a collection of $90,000. I'm not spending $90,000 for a collection.
No, right.
So
that pushed you. Normally you wouldn't have gone to the car, but now that you saw that one thing, boom.
I didn't even think of that sefer. I just said, you know what? The guy's asking to come to the car, take a look. Why not? But if they say no, all right, I'll take a look.
That's pretty good.
So, and the fact is that there's so many boxes in the car, and the first sefer that I open up is a sefer Eitz Chaim. It says something.
Right. Normally you might have looked through, you might have seen other svarim.
I did. That's what I saw.
Right.
I didn't even look at the next sefer.
Wow.
I just said to him, you know what? Somebody asked me for it. let me take it, let me find out if, and then I came to the rabbi and
He let you take the sefer too, which is
Yeah.
in itself a very unusual
yeah,
thing. It's just kind of like a special delivery package.
it's Mashemaim. That means that the rabbi is connected to the sefer. That's how I feel.
That's